I read the Throne of Glass series and this is my spoiler-free review. It's so heavy. If you don't mind the spoilers, then I also have a review for that one, but not this one. From what I heard about this series, then people talk of it as a fantasy with a romantic subplot, but I did not find it to be like that. The romance was much more prominent than I thought it would be, because to me a fantasy with a romantic subplot is something like Mistborn or the Daeverbad series, whereas in this one it is a substantial part of the story. So if you're used to reading romantasy, then no, you might not find the romance as dominant, but if you're used to reading epic or high fantasy, you probably will. I don't mind a good romance or romantasy, but I unfortunately found that it took a lot of focus and it almost felt unnecessary at times. The writing, the plot and the world building gets better as the books progress, but when I reached Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, I start to feel like I was reading the same story over and over again, just from different perspectives, which basically means that I was getting bored with the series when I reached the last book, and it took me quite a lot to hook me back in. Throughout the books she starts to tell you what the characters are like, and she primarily does this for new characters, almost like there isn't time for her to properly introduce these characters. To me, characteristics are one of the things that should always be shown and never told. Because if you're gonna tell me time and time again that a character is intelligent, at some point I will start questioning whether the character really is intelligent or the author just wants me to think they are. Something I find a bit annoying in books is when too many coincidental things happen, and it's kind of hard to explain without spoiling too much, but not all characters need some kind of connection. I went back and downgraded some of my ratings, which is not an unusual thing for me to do. I often change my rating when I had time to think about it, but it means that the series ended with an average of 3.66 stars. Just because I found it lacking in some parts, it doesn't mean that I wasn't enjoying it or I wasn't entertained. I do have some kind of system when I rate books, and these end up on I would recommend to some. So if you're into romances and would like to expand into romantasy, then this might be a good one to try out. Or if you're used to reading romantasy and for some reason haven't come by this yet, maybe give it a try.